Some love stories are written in the stars, others are forged in fire. And then there's Diego Maradona and Napoli, a romance so passionate, so chaotic, and so deeply intertwined with the soul of a city that it defies belief. This wasn't just football, this was destiny. This is the story of Diego Armando Maradona and Napoli. "75,000 fans packed into the San Paolo Stadium to witness history. Diego Armando Maradona had arrived from Barcelona. Sports writer David Goldblatt captured the moment best. They were convinced that the saviour had arrived, he said. But for Naples, football wasn't just a game, it was an escape, a lifeline. A local newspaper summed up the city's desperation. "We lack a mayor, houses, schools, buses, employment, and sanitation. But none of this matters because we have Maradona." Naples had long been Italy's forgotten city, mocked and looked down upon by the wealthier industrialised north, as had been the case for over 100 years. Italian football reflected this divide. Serie A was dominated by powerhouses from the north and centre. AC Milan, Juventus, Inter Milan and Roma. No team from the southern peninsula had ever won a league title up to this point. And now, arriving in their midst, was a man who knew what it meant to be an underdog. Maradona had grown up in Via Fiorito, one of Buenos Aires' most impoverished neighbourhoods. He had fought his way to stardom, carrying the hopes of millions on his shoulders. He understood Naples, Naples understood him, and together they would rise. It would become Maradona Mania. Maradona wasted no time in transforming the club. He inherited the captain's armband from veteran Giuseppe Bruscolotti and became Napoli's undisputed leader. With Diego at the helm, Napoli went from a team fighting relegation to genuine title contenders. By 1986-87, he had worked a miracle. Napoli won their first ever Serie A championship, an unthinkable achievement in the toughest league in the world at the time. And the city exploded into a week-long carnival of celebrations. Mock funerals were even held for Juventus and Milan. Fans carried coffins draped in their rivals' colours through the streets. A banner at the city's main cemetery read, "You don't know what you missed." That's how much it meant to the Neapolitans. But Maradona wasn't done. That season, Napoli also won the Coppa Italia, completing a historic double. Diego had delivered salvation, and in turn would become a god. The following season, Maradona formed a devastating attacking trio with Bruno Giordano and Careca, dubbed Magica, or Magical. Though Napoli narrowly lost the league title to a rising AC Milan in the final stretch, Maradona still finished as Serie A's top scorer with 15 goals. He also topped the Coppa Italia charts with 6 goals, even though Napoli fell in the quarter-finals. His impact was undeniable. Every touch, every dribble, every free kick felt like an act of defiance against the footballing elite. The people of Napoli were drunk on Diego Maradona. The 1988-89 season saw heartbreak in domestic competitions. Napoli finished runner-up in the Serie A and the Coppa Italia, but Maradona led them to European glory, capturing the UEFA Cup. In the quarter-final against bitter rivals Juventus, Diego's penalty forced extra time, leading to Napoli's progression. But in the final against Stuttgart, he played an arguably more pivotal role, scoring yet again another penalty in the first leg, assisting Careca's match winner and setting up Ciro Ferrara's goal in the second leg. Napoli were now kings of Europe, and we were in full swing in Maradona mania. The crowning moment came the next season though. Maradona guided Napoli to their second ever league title in 1989-90. And to cap it off, they demolished Juventus 5-1 in the Italian Super Cup. Even the greatest defenders of the era had no answers. AC Milan's legendary Franco Baresi called Maradona the toughest opponent he ever faced. Paolo Maldini echoed the sentiment too. No one could stop him. What was the price of his divinity though? Because even gods are human in football. The pressure on Diego was relentless, and the adulation came at a cost. Maradona couldn't walk the streets, he couldn't enjoy a normal life. He was worshipped, but also trapped. The Camorra, Naples' infamous crime syndicate, loomed in the shadows. Diego became entangled in a world he couldn't escape or even understand. Parties, late nights, a mounting drug problem. His performances on the pitch remained magical, but off it, his demons grew stronger amidst the mania he himself had created. In 1991, it all came crashing down. Maradona mania was over. As Diego failed a drug test, he was banned from football altogether, and Naples, the city he had lifted to glory, turned its back on him for a time. His departure was painful, heartbreaking, but his legacy untouchable. Even after his exile, Naples never truly let go. His face remained painted on ancient buildings. Fans still whispered his name like a prayer. And when he passed away in 2020, the stadium was renamed the Armando Diego Maradona Stadium. In his honor, the world lost Diego, but Naples never did. Some couples are just meant to be together, none more so than Diego Armando Maradona and Napoli. A love that defied all odds, and a love that will never die. A name that rings through the streets of Naples now, then, and probably forever.
Seconda mamma mia, grazie di chiamarmi figlio, adesso che ti sto vicino, grazie per tutto il bene che mi vuoi.